All right, it's 8 o'clock, and if you hadn't seen the chat, we'll be recording, and these will be posted, but I don't think there's anything uh, about you or any visuals of you that will be recorded, so you'll be fine. So, like I did last week, I thought I'd ask folks, um, you know, how are you? Um, and you're welcome to use the chat um, to sort of pass on, um, how things are going, and I guess what you're hoping you might find this morning or why you're here. So I'll give a minute for folks if they have anything they want to share to do so. Excuse me. Yes, the sun. Yes. Ah, yes. So I see a little gratitude for the weather, the break in the weather from yesterday. That was, yes, quite a storm. Um, and yes, a break from the news, um, please. Um, I think well said. Um, so I guess this morning we can sort of look at this as um, sort of a walk in the virtual woods, and if there's a goal, we're going to perhaps leave the news and the the calamity of it all sort of in the rearview mirror, and just sort of walk towards the sun. Um, I think one of the wonderful things about these this difficult situation that we're in is that um, more than ever, and I think I've mentioned this before, people are out walking in nature and you know very naturally just going out and connecting in you know the most natural and healing way to the world around us. Um, just taking a walk in the woods, going towards the sun. Um, it's it's better than meditation, dare I say. So I encourage you to go out and walk and breathe the air. Um, just breathe it a little bit further away from the people around you than you're used to. But there's so much to be said about getting outside, away from our computers, away from the house. So let's kind of take that walk this morning. So we always have to take the first step. And so briefly, and only as a starting point, let's kind of take inventory of where the news is, where the um, franticness, the blaming, the um, absurdity of of it. Uh, Feel that, sense of frustration, of sadness, of exhaustion that the news cycle brings to us. And just notice where that sits in the body. Notice how that feels at a very sort of nuanced, granular level. Does it sort of sink as it does in my body? It can be different from you or for you. In my body, it just sort of, it's like a big wet blanket that is engulfing my heart. Um, there is a certain weight and gravity to it, which is, um, you know, squelches my joy and my natural um, sort of happiness. Um, and now for the next 10 seconds, just take a deep breath in through the nose and let it fill the nasal cavities, continuing, feeling the breath go down the back of the throat, feeling it fill the lungs, feel it lift the heart a little bit, sort of letting that blanket slide off. Let it open the shoulders, allow the shoulder blades themselves to sort of sink down in the body as the heart and the sternum raise with each deep breath. And then come to a point of silence and maybe count to 10. And then pause and take notice of how you feel. Um, my experience is I feel a little bit better. And all it took was maybe 5 to 10 deep breaths, noticing um, the opening of my body as I, sort of fully took in the world around me. I breathed in oxygen. That's all I did. And wow, the wet blanket of the news uh, was sort of washed away. So if there's such a thing as small miracles, it's that you can go from moments of dejection and overwhelm to moments of openness and peace um, with a breath. Um, we could end right there and just stare at Dakota's cat and be perfectly happy for the next half hour. uh, so let's hold that little miracle, that joy, that, um, and I mean the breath or Dakota's cat, um, and really sort of not only find some peace, but let this peace, let this breath, let this intention, uh, let this willingness to get out of your own way and let the body heal for the next 20 minutes or so. So I thought we would do a little exercise, meditation sort of routine. Some people can appreciate a routine or something to do while they meditate, um, because otherwise the news comes back. Our thoughts come back in good ways and bad ways, and they can be a little bit chaotic. So here's a way to meditate that you can take with you and use any time of the day. So we're going to meditate very specifically on parts of the body and move sort of deeper into meditation, but also move outward into the world through a progression of steps, a progression of little concentrations on parts of the body. So settle in to a position where you feel comfortable to sort of be. Dakota's got the right idea. Lying down is great. You're fully supported. If you're in a chair, find a comfortable posture with the spine. Remember how it felt to have the heart lifted a little bit and the shoulder blades sort of gently rolling down the spine, finding a way to sit so that the vertebrae are aligned and doesn't require a lot of physical effort to, just sit. You're sort of resting in your natural posture. And with that natural posture, find ease throughout the body as you can rely on the skeleton to hold you up. Let the skin and the muscles drape over the bones. And with each small natural breath, sink into gradually deeper sense of ease. And if the mind wanders, just notice where you're flying off to, what thoughts you're following, or what sensations you're following in the body. Um, and, you know, maybe they're important. Maybe you need to adjust the body if you're in a little bit of pain or discomfort, or maybe the thought is an important one and we put a placeholder in it to come back to it later. But for now, let's just gently return to the breath and that deeper, subtler sense of ease. Now, from this place of quiet, let's bring our awareness, our attention, just to the palms of our hands as a sort of safeguard from wandering. Um, Follow the breath as if you were breathing through the palms of your hands. And as you wander, as you will, it's not if, it's when. Um, Gently notice and then return to the warmth of the palms of your hands, breathing in and breathing out. If you feel comfortable, you can sort of raise your palms towards the sky. If not, that's fine. Now let's shift our attention to the soles of our feet. Again, imagine that you're breathing in and out, not only through the lungs, but through the soles near your feet. Inhale, exhale, peace and openness and ease. And now it's a little bit more complicated, not much so, but try to allow your attention to be in both the hands and the feet, the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. As you move your attention between the two, just maybe take a quick check on your posture and your overall sort of steadiness. And now let's shift our attention to the uh, space between our tailbone and our lower abdomen, our belly button. Just allow your attention to hover there. And then again, breathing into the hips and then breathing back out. Have a full body breath and allow the awareness to just rest gently and bring ease to those sort of large and complicated bundles of muscle and bone and organs. And notice if you can bring a little bit of ease to that part of the body, and notice how impactful that ease can be. With the next few breaths, allow your attention to sort of climb up the spine to the solar plexus and the heart. And on the next inhale, allow that awareness, your attention to rise up to the throat and the roof of the mouth. And on the next inhale, allow the breath to float up to the crown of the head, the very top of the scalp. And then over the next several breaths, imagine sort of that awareness, um, let it expand gently around you. Your sense of the room, the sense of your surroundings, allow it to encompass, the things that are immediately in front of you and underneath you, the chair, the bed. Allow your awareness to expand, to fill the room, available to whatever sounds or movement or sensations come to you. Allow those sensations to come, kind of reverberate throughout you, into your senses, into your body. And then continue outward, sort of imagining that you can expand that attention out through the entire house. And then maybe expanding beyond the walls and the roof and the foundation, deep into the earth, into the neighborhood, expanding in your awareness, taking in the structures and the people that you know um, that are likely in their homes right now. Allow your awareness to expand out to the town, the community, the people who you share that space with, and the teeming life that accompanies everything from the salamanders in the vernal pools to the coyotes to the pigeons and the blue jays. And allow your awareness to expand even further to the Imagine like you were looking at Google Earth and expanding outwards from the map out to encompass, you know, our country, the planet, outward into space. As that awareness expands, you feel sort of the lightness of being, the opening of yourself to further reaches, expanding out further and further wherever your mind can imagine. Feeling a subtler connection to the world around you from this expanding awareness. Let's start to slowly come back inward as we come back in from space and onto Earth, back to our town, our neighborhood, our home, the room that we're in, and the space immediately surrounding us. And then allowing the awareness to come back into the confines of the body, and then slowly collapsing down to a little drop of light at the heart center. That little seed of awareness, of life that we were able to just sort of connect to for this half hour, to rejuvenate, to move us away from what causes disease towards the light of the sun and the openness and contentment that that can do. Store that seed for when you need it again, right there in your heart. And then allow the body to sort of come back into a waking state. As we come out of our meditation, let's allow our next inhale to be a little bit deeper. And on the exhale, bring some movement to the fingers and the toes and the spine. Allow the next inhale to be even deeper. And on the exhale, slowly open the eyes. May all living beings have happiness and its causes. May all be free from unhappiness and its causes. May all dwell in equanimity, free from attraction or aversion. May all quickly find the great happiness which lies beyond all misery, and may all enjoy inner and outer peace now and forever. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you,
Nice to see
Andy.
your faces.
Thank you. Thank you.